We go to Tennessee.
Wow!
To quote The Rock, finally.
Finally!
It's happened. The meeting of the minds has occurred.
What?
In one corner, you have Erika Kirk,
Yes!
CEO of TPUSA and the widow and wife of Charlie Kirk.
I want to be remembered for courage for my faith.
And in the other corner, you have the queen conspirator herself, who's been talking shit the last 3.5 months.
Sheer fucking hubris.
Candace Owens.
Hell Satan!
They met for 4.5 hours.
What?
What came of it? Well, Megyn Kelly knows, and if you don't like her answer, you can go f yourself.
What the fuck?
Really? I'm Giles Berganzo, and this. Welcome to another episode of The Grift.
Stop it! Please!
But it's what's next.
And here we go.
What's up, everyone? Giles Berganzo, what's next? Your daily dose, common sense, facts, and salt. Hope you guys are feeling good today on this Wednesday. Well, look at my intro. To quote The Rock, finally it's happened. The meeting of the minds has occurred. It took 3.5 months for this to happen, but it's here, it's happened, and what came of it? What am I talking about? The meeting between Erika Kirk, wife and widow of Charlie Kirk, CEO of TPUSA, and the queen conspiracy herself, who's been talking bullshit about her, TPUSA, and anybody else because she loves Charlie so much. One, Candace Owens. They met for 4.5 hours. 4.5 hours. I initially heard this and I thought it was bullshit. But no, I got confirmation. From who? Megyn Kelly herself. Yes, Megyn Kelly. She's got answers. We're going to find out what happened. And if she pretty much said, if you don't like the answers that she's giving you, off. Really? And here we go. This comes out of Breitbart. Erika Kirk, Candace Owens reveal they had a productive conversation. Well, what does that mean? Erika Kirk, CEO of Turning Point and the widow of conservative icon Charlie Kirk, and conservative commentator, well, let's correct that, commentator Candace Owens, have both revealed they had a productive conversation with each other. I hope so. The post come from both Erika Kirk and Owens, comes as Owens has alleged that TPUSA insiders, America's supporters of Israel, and the French military, yes, that's right, those French assassins and baguettes and cheese, were involved in a plot to assassinate Charlie Kirk, the founder of TPUSA, of course, according, not to Axios, according to her. Owens has reportedly questioned the motives of Erika Kirk. Yes, she has questions. She has no answers, but she's got questions, according to the outlet. Per the outlet, while the organization sporadically denied Owens' claims, Blake Neff, a producer of the Charlie Kirk Show, had previously stated an organization would host a live stream Monday to address Owens' claim one by one, and even Owens was invited to take part in the live stream. She said, I'm sorry, I can't do that. My husband doesn't want me to. Anyway, let's see. That changed on December 3rd when Blake Neff, a producer of Charlie Kirk Show and one of the few TPS USA staffers Owens hadn't singled out, issued the organization's most detailed rebuttal yet. Neff and TPUSA would host a live stream on Monday to address Owens, which they did, and initially invite her to participate, which she didn't. When Owens suggested she had a scheduling conflict, of course, it was absolute bullshit, and TPUSA did the event without her. However, Erika Kirk reportedly decided to have a one-on-one personal conversation with Owens instead, which both women described afterwards as, quote-unquote, productive. Quote, I had a very productive conversation with Candace Owens, Kirk wrote in a post on X. More to come for the both of us. Looking forward to AmFest this week, which of course is the biggest event to close out the year for TPUSA. Time to get back to work. Erika and I had an extremely productive 4.5-hour meeting, and I think we both feel that we should have taken place a lot earlier than it did, Owens wrote on X. We agreed much more than I anticipated. Of course, we also disagreed on various points and people as well. More importantly, we were able to share intel, really? And clarify intent. Interesting. Owens then added she would have a full rundown on the meeting between her and Erika Kirk on her next exciting episode, adding that she was currently exhausted. I want to quickly let you guys know that I absolutely had nothing that held back, and was immediately the immediate result was that tensions were thawed. Owens continued. Robert News reported that during a recent interview on Fox News Channel Outnumbered, Erika Kirk expressed that she did not have time to address the noise behind the conspiracy theories regarding her husband's assassination. Quote, I don't have time to address the noise. My silence doesn't mean that I am complacent. My silence doesn't mean that somehow Turning Point USA and all of it are in on it. We are busy building. And you know what I thought? I thought that these people are human. We're all grieving in our own way, and they're trying to find answers to something that happened that was so evil. They're trying so hard, and I get that. We're doing the same. She also had a simple message to make the noise about conspiracy theories, and so my message was then to stop. Just stop. But we go from that to this. Megyn Kelly, you wanted answers? You're going to get them. Well, sort of.
You as this, I don't know if you want to call it a feud or what, between Candace Owens and Erika Kirk has been heating up, that I would have something to say on it in the coming days, and I do.
Now, before I continue, this is about 16 minutes long. I'm not going to play the entire 16 minutes, but I'm going to get to what I think is the meat and potatoes.
It's been going on now for a while where Candace, I had that exchange with Ben Shapiro out on the tour where he said she'd accused Erika of orchestrating Charlie's murder. And I was taken aback. I had not heard that. And then in the interim, between that day and the next, I had my staff go research exactly what she had said. And then somebody just happened to ask me a question about it. Truly was not, that was totally organic. That was not a plant by me at all, but somebody asked me about it the very next night, and I actually told them, because I'd been planning on saying something on the show since Ben had made the accusation, and if it was not true, I did not want to be having something that heavy hanging out there.
Here's a question. Where's Ben Shapiro? Where's he been? Since this whole thing went down, he's been eerily silent.
Someone asked about it, and I said, that's actually not true. And at that time, it was not true. Candace had not accused Erika of orchestrating Charlie's murder. And I've gotten a lot of grief for saying that, but I was correct.
Some people
we're
said it was
relentlessly
implied.
factual here in this program, and she had not done that at the time. As I pointed out at the time, she had impugned Turning Point, and I realized Erika is CEO, but she wasn't until after Charlie died. So, you know, saying the guys at Turning Point had done something prior to Charlie's death is not the same as saying Erika Kirk. Okay. I'm sorry, it may seem to you like a distinction without a difference, but we really do care about facts, being precise here on the program. We don't always get it right, but that's a big one to get wrong. Well, since then, Candace has been more focused on Erika Kirk. And I think that's because Erika Kirk went on a media tour and started clearly speaking out about Candace. And so, you know, it turned into a rather explosive situation last week where
Basically, well, Erika Kirk was pushed into a corner. You know, never put baby in a corner. She came out and defended herself, as she should, because there's a lot of bullshit the last 3.5 months.
Erika went on with Harris Faulkner on Fox News and said very clearly she wants these, quote, conspiracy theories to stop, especially about Turning Point USA, which she called her Turning Point family. And she was clearly upset. You know, we played the soundbite for you. She was clearly, you know, she's had it. And then she went on with Barry Weiss on CBS for a town hall. They had aired the preview, saw it, and then the actual exchange aired on Saturday night with Barry, where Erika told Candace to just stop. Okay, she just said, I want you to stop. Actually, we'll play that. Let's play the soundbite here.
The podcaster Candace Owens. Okay.
Now, watch Erika Kirk's face. Watch it go from happy, jovial, just seconds ago, to watch her demeanor, watch her eyes, how she feels that this evil, you know, comes upon her. Just, it's priceless.
Okay? At one time, a friend of Charlie's, at one time, an employee of Turning Point. She has been one of the main peddlers of these conspiracies, and she is making a huge amount of money on it. She is building her business off of these lies. What do you want to say to her and the other people?
The eyes. She is burning holes right now. I mean, if they were daggers, she'd be dead.
That are putting these lies out into the world right now.
Stop. That's it. That's all I have to say. Stop.
Remember when Candace Owens said, you know what? The only people who can make me stop is my husband and Erika Kirk. Well, Erika Kirk says stop. Candace Owens says, I'm sorry, I don't hear you. I'm going to keep going anyway.
And that was a clear play on words, if you will, because Candace, when she had started down the turning point narrative, had said, only my husband or Erika Kirk can tell me to stop this. And, you know, like one word from Erika will stop this. And Erika didn't say anything about this. She hasn't really been commenting on podcasts and so on. But she did, as you saw in that clip, say stop. And it was not taken as the command to stop. I think Candace felt she was saying stop lying, and Candace, her defense was she's not lying.
Let me
She's
jump
actually
ahead a
trying
little
to do
bit.
an investigation
Let me jump ahead a little
into
bit.
the true killer of Charlie Kirk, the height of her grieving. I take no position on that. I think she's doing fine, but I also think it's fair. You can ask that. So I don't like to see her get attacked at all, and I wish that would stop. And to be honest, I wish Candace wouldn't be pursuing the turning point narrative at all. Never mind Erika. Though again, she hasn't graduated to blaming Erika for Charlie's murder. She's criticizing her and the media tour, and that is fair game. That piece of it is fair game. So in any event, Candace knows I disagree with her on this. Petty internet people want to turn that into a cat fight between Candace and yours truly, which will fail. She and I actually have only gotten closer over the past couple of months as people.
That's an interesting comment to make. We've only gotten closer in the last couple of months, especially with all the bullshit talk that she's been throwing down, Candace. And Megan's like, said nothing?
People try to make me attack her. So fuck off, okay? I have no obligation to you to hate the people you hate or try to bring down the people you want brought down. I'm sorry, but if that's what you want from me, you do need to move on. It's not going to happen. And I've learned a lot behind the scenes from Candace about some of the things she's been put through from people I used to respect.
And I'm sure one of those is Tim Pool.
I also, though, adore and love Erika, and I want this to stop. I do, of course. None of this is a mystery to Erika or to Candace. Erika posted something 10 minutes later, writing, had a very productive conversation with Candace Owens, reached out to Candace. She said, absolutely, I'm thrilled it's you. I'm in. And the two of them took it from there, trying to negotiate the specifics of what they'd both be comfortable with, where.
So basically, they both reached out to Megyn Kelly to be the arbiter, you know, to be the bridge, if you will, in those two meetings. Okay.
When, etc. And eventually, it changed after they hit some roadblocks. Again, that's for someone else to tell you about. At one side or the other, or tearing people down, or, you know, expressing my disgust, my outrage, that is pointless here. My goal and my job here, I think, is to try to understand, yes, where Candace is coming from on this. I know you're not supposed to say, you're supposed to just immediately condemn her. To be that person if I can. This isn't about me. It's totally not about me. It's about those two, and I commend both of them. I mean, honestly, like, that took a lot of guts for both of them. Erika is grieving. I will come sit with you directly. And so, you know, she could have run from that. She could have found 10,000 excuses not to do it. You know, I'm just happy to sit here on my set and hurl allegations without saying them to your face. She didn't. They sat, there's no, I don't have any pearls of wisdom other than go fuck yourselves. Go fuck yourselves. You have no fucking clue what's going on. You don't know what I do behind the scenes. And your world is so myopically online, you fail to understand there are real humans involved here. And actually being able to touch grass and have relationships with them, which is something I'm doing, could prove to actually benefit all involved. Maybe it won't. Maybe it won't at all. But it's at least got a shot. I'm not sure your Twitter shame game has gotten anything of value done.
My thoughts. Well, like I said, it was about 16 minutes long. I tried to get to the meat and potatoes of it, especially the meeting. She, like I said, she was the arbiter. You know, she's the one who they both reached out. You know, Erika reached out to Megyn Kelly first. Then Megyn Kelly reached out to Candace. Candace. They both said okay. They met 4.5 hours, no recordings, no audio, no nothing. Now, we're going to have two different opinions when this comes out. When Candace comes out with her version of the 4.5 hours and Erika Kirk comes out with her version of the 4.5 hours. Me, I'm leaning on Erika Kirk's 4.5 hours on actually what actually happened and what was productive and what was not productive. Candace is going to blow this out of proportion because that's what Candace does. You don't grift for 3.5 months, slamming Charlie, slamming Erika, slamming TPUSA, going after, going after Israel, going after France, French assassins, baguettes and cheese. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm kind of surprised that ninjas haven't been involved, aliens have been involved, Egyptian airplanes. This is just continues to be absolutely mind-boggling, but it's a fucking soap opera. The whole thing's one big soap opera. Well, with that being said, I'm Jasper Gonzo. This is what's next. Want to see more like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share, subscribe to it, hit that notification bell so you guys never miss anything. Continue spreading the word about the show. Appreciate you guys watching as always, and stay tuned for another episode of The Grift because, of course, it's always going on. But it's what's next.